Yes, people. Welcome back to Never a Foul. I feel like we haven't been live in forever. It's because pretty much we've been going live every day, twice a day. If not, I don't know if we've done anything more. But regardless of all of that, we're here. We've got our Rivals Agenda panel. We've got everyone bar Monts at the moment. It's a dark day, and I must admit why it's also dark is obviously yesterday a madness happened. Obviously at Liverpool. It's a shame that I think about 31 people now confirmed hurt. So that's my mic's not on. 30 people confirmed hurt, which is disgusting work, and I'm pretty sure, you know, hopefully they all recover in time.
And the positive is one positive you take from it is no one's passed away. Which is good. To be fair.
Yeah, there we go. Sorry, people, my mic was off. But yeah, dark day. Because Cherki just got confirmed as one of the people on the shortlist or players for Manchester City, and it looks like Morgan Gibbs-White is being priced out of a move to Manchester City as they are reluctant to pay the money. I've seen it. I saw it the other day. It was an off-link saying the money was a put off. The fee was a put off.
Forest won.
Yeah, the amount Forest won considering.
If it works away from Verts for like too expensive, in theory, too expensive. You can't be paying 80 million for Gibbs-White if you're saying that 100 million for Verts is too expensive.
That's exactly what I've been saying the whole time, bro. Like, it's not that I don't want Morgan Gibbs-White, but
Cherki's just level.
Morgan Gibbs-White would have to be at a certain price. It can't be at 80, 90 million. That's mental.
Yeah, there's more to it as well. The thing is, that was the other day. The only difference is now is that Forest, I don't know what you keep doing on your computer hooks, but what's it called? But you know,
turn your volume down.
Forest don't have Champions League, so that might be a factor why they can't sell as much as they want, but they don't need to sell. If you saw it, big up Wolfie, by the way, because if you will break down with Kieran Maguire how healthy of a situation that Forest are in financially through PSR. They still got some sort of European football, which improves some budgets, at least minimal. But yeah, he doesn't need to leave. And at the moment, I don't think Forest will want to get rid of their best players at this moment of time.
So is that Wolfie doing
Kieran Maguire's
Copium?
No, but it was Kieran Maguire, to be fair.
Okay,
he's the financial guy. You remember he's on overlap and all that stuff.
Oh, right, okay.
Yeah. Also, if there's more Man City news, so get strapped in, I suppose. Ait-Nouri's advanced, whether we like it or not. He's advanced with them, and also Reijnders as well from AC Milan. A bid is going to get submitted first. I think he's going to be the first signing to be confirmed through the door for Manchester City. Man United and Mbeumo talks, not advanced, but there's just talks, and then there's this whole Delap situation being imminent. But Ched can explain. You've probably seen all your list. Ekatike looks like he's really wanted at the moment. There's a lot of news surrounding him. So yeah, nothing on Verts if people are looking for Verts. I don't know why I said if this Verts deal falls through. Remember, this deal's wrapped up, man. So yeah, man. I might have to do a small segment. If Ben Jacobs ever sees this, I love the remontada, man. Like, my bad, innit? If you ever see me cussing you out,
he's improved a little bit, hasn't he? He's improved a little bit. Yeah, fair.
You know what, fair play? And I can hold my hands up and say, you know what, Ben Jacobs, if you ever see this, probably not. My bad.
But Kaz, to be fair, what Ben Jacobs has done, which is improved, is he stopped trying to be first on stuff he doesn't have relevant information on. Do you know what I mean? He started reporting accurately what he's got. And then, so yeah, credit. I think he's not like A tier yet, but I'd give him a solid B, B plus maybe. Do you know what I mean? So yeah, it's better. I'm not laughing.
Yeah.
At the links. I'm not laughing at his links anymore.
Nice. It's not one of them that you can just like throw away because he had French news and Saudi news on wraps, and now it's like the English news of things. I've got a feeling he's made a deal with a certain someone. It's like all these Matteo Morettos, all of these are coming up. Nico, the one that you mentioned,
Nico Shiro.
He looks like he's improved as well.
Yeah, he's improved as well, actually. To be fair,
you gotta give credit because you know what? The best part about this, before we go into the obviously the whole transfer news and stuff like that, is there's a lot more journalists that you can rely upon rather than the same one or two, aka David Ornstein, Fabrizio, and then little bits and bobs here in it. So yeah, he's been on the money, man. Anyways, how's everyone doing though? I feel like we haven't spoken in a long time for some reason.
We haven't spoken since Spurs became European champions. I put it in.
Anyways,
hold on. Hey, Kaz, you got a second for the European champions, don't you?
Hold on. You still going on about that? That was like fucking 6 days ago.
6 days ago. 6 days ago, and it took us 17 years to do it. So pardon me if I'm still mentioning it 6 days later. Not quite run out of juice yet, so gonna probably still talk about it. Thank you, gentlemen. Thank you.
All right, you got 30 seconds or a minute.
Cool.
Then we can go into our transfers. Yeah. All right,
so listen,
cool. Don't get bored, people.
Listen to the people in the comment section who thought we weren't gonna do it. Yeah. Listen, I don't want to swear because obviously we might get demonetized, but you know who you are. You doubted it. You doubted second season, Ange. Yeah, we suffered 22 defeats in the league. We'll probably deal with that at some point. But at the moment, Johnson, ole, 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 is the, kind of the rhetoric that I'm pushing. But yeah, European champions, not champions of Europe, because obviously that's Champions League, but European champions playing Champions League football. I mean, can't say fairer than that, can you?
All right, are you done?
Listen. People, I'll sprinkle little bits throughout the show, but as an opening aperitif, I'm good with that. Yeah.
All right, we don't want to hear what you do with your teeth. Anyways, okay. Hawks, what we saying, man? New setup and everything. Looking, it is a bit of a different angle. Different angle, isn't it? I don't really see you in that angle. You usually got to the side.
Hold on. Did you say you used to seeing hooks in different angles?
No, he's done it like obviously the camera angle.
Crazy, yeah, man.
Mad.
I upgraded some stuffs. You get me? So the new videos that you see dropping on my channel, there's a whole new setup. I'm just trying to upgrade the content. You know what I'm saying? Adding in like clips and shit and screenshots and shit, and even man, I've been learning After Effects and shit. Yeah, got a new animation with them thing there, blood. So yeah, have to keep on growing. Yeah. Like Arsenal's need for a striker, it grows every day. So yeah, man, looking forward. looking forward to the transfer window,
pause,
man.
Maybe.
Yeah, no, there's no. I don't do the pause thing no more. You get it?
Right. I bet we do that every summer. We do that every summer, bro. Yeah, next season, no more pause. Yeah.
No, I don't.
September. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm childish, so I can't. No.
Yeah, I'm saying it forever.
Hawks. Yeah, halftime Hawks, first of his name, shall not be running the pause thing. Actually, let me not say that because sometimes it's a bit natural, isn't it? It just comes out.
Yeah, exactly.
You know what I mean? They just, because obviously, but like they say, it takes about 24 days to break any habit. So we'll see after 24 days whether we're off or not. But yeah, man, I'm looking at, do you know what? Yeah. So obviously I heard like the kind of like the headline and Mbeumo this and Cherki that and Ait-Nouri this. I'm actually a football fan that likes to see all football teams in the Premier League super active in the transfer window because I want the overall football that I watch next season to be better. So yeah, Man City, go grab Cherki, man. I don't mind that. You know what I mean? Go grab Cherki, go grab Ait-Nouri. Liverpool, grab Wirtz. Yeah, but do you know what? Yeah, let's make it a super league. I'm gonna go grab Gyökeres, Zubomendi, Rodrigo, maybe a Lyon. You get me? Tottenham in it. Chelsea, go grab Sesko and them man there, Ekatike, all them man. Let's just make it a proper super league next season.
Hold on,
I don't want to bite. I'm not gonna bite. As a European champion, I'm above this, yeah, and I'm above the low-hanging fruit that Hooks is trying to perpetuate now. So Hooks, enjoy it. You know, like I said, the emptiest vessels make the most noise. Yeah, if you win less shit, you get to talk more shit. So hence, I'm not gonna say anything. But I hope you enjoyed that little nibble, and I hope next season when you guys don't win the league again, you're not gonna cry about the fact the rivals strengthened to a point that made it inconceivable that you win the league. Do you know what I mean? It's all fun and games right now, talking about how other teams are strengthening. But don't let you go because as you're the team in the top 6 that hasn't won a trophy for the longest, I think it's ridiculous that you're complimenting your rivals for strengthening. If anything, it is true.
9 minutes and 30 seconds. Don't worry, Jay. We will come back to this stream at the end of next season.
It's always wait with Arsenal, isn't it? We'll always come back to stuff later, yeah.
Yeah, we have
to wait till next year.
You know, like when you have a book. You know, like when you have a book that people tell you to read.
Yeah, man.
And you read like a few pages, and you're like, I'm gonna come back to this book eventually, but you end up never reading it ever again. Do you know what I mean?
100%.
Bookmark that, Hooks. Bookmark that.
Yeah, man. I'm good with bookmarks, you know. So
yeah, sure, bro. It's all good, man. It's all good.
Yeah, man.
How you doing, Cheds? You know what? Like this before we talk about it, like you been alright? You been good yet? Not that I care.
I've been good, man. I said Chelsea made top 4 from last year. I got cooked along with Don. I was right all along. He even said last stream. I said last stream, and Hook was like, "We'll be here next week when you lose against Forest, lose against Betis." He's not saying that to me. No one is.
Wait, Cass. Remember that conversation we had yesterday where we're sick of people on YouTube just all they caring about is if they're right or wrong.
Thank you. Oh,
hi, Ches. Hi, Ches. Hi, Ches. Hi, Ches. Hi, Ches. Hi, Ches. I hate
that stuff so much.
I'm just saying.
What
about all the other predictions? You're now turning into Don, bro. You're doing the spray and pray.
Here's the thing.
By the way, W's in the chat. W's in the chat for what? W's in the chat for Chess for getting one thing right out of 15.
Yeah. Massive dub.
Like all of us. By the way,
by the way, that is all of us. Yeah,
that's all of us.
We all
I know.
I said we were doing a 4P, and Hook said they were fucking winning the lot, right? We all fucking get things wrong with it.
I said I expected us to win.
Oh, right, of course.
Yeah. Of course.
What
about that video from once? I'm winning the FA Cup. I'm going to win the Carabao Cup.
Forget last year's prediction. Yeah, last week, everyone on the panel was basically. I don't know if Kaz said it. I know Kaz is a bit more impartial with Chelsea, but everyone was saying we'll be here when you lose against Forest.
Yeah, I felt. Ches. I went into the. I went to the Fulham game. Yeah.
Bro.
Listen. I went to the Fulham game, and all I was saying to everyone is, all we need is Forest to do their job. Yeah. All we need is Forest, because I was like thinking, I don't know if we get results against Fulham. Right? And it was more of a case of we needed a draw or win, and we get Champions League football. But because of how we've been this season, I was saying all we need is Forest to do their job and not let Chelsea win, and we get Champions League football. Bro, when at half time I'm looking at my phone and I'm seeing fucking we're winning, I'm seeing you're beating Forest, fucking Newcastle are losing. Then I see United are winning. I think this is fucking mad. Yeah.
My thing was last week. I said this to you lot. I said football doesn't go the way everyone thinks it does.
No.
I literally said those lines. Everyone was like, yeah. I was thinking, you really think Chelsea's going to be the only team that loses and everyone's going to win? Really? And I was right. In the end, Newcastle lost the home to Everton, and Aston Villa got bopped by Man U 2-0. This is how it goes, man. I said we'll make it. Is what it is. Top 4 UCL. Hopefully now we get good players in, but I'm not really worried about my competition. If as long as we do our thing, I'm very, very confident we can push on next season. I'm pushing on, meaning I want to secure top 4 and push on for challenging for the league and winning trophies, not just competing. Man, I care about competing, man. I don't care.
Hold on. Because what you did there was good, because you said about push on, then you said what you mean by push on. No. Let me
I know you're gonna ask me though.
Let me finish. So you did a good job, because you said you want to push on. And then you said what you mean by push on. So you said push on and secure Champions League football and challenge for the league, right?
And win trophies.
Cool. But something very, very important, whenever you're setting objectives, they have to be measurable, You have to also give timescales. So when you say challenge for the league, are you meaning next season?
Yeah, they have to challenge.
Oh, you just didn't mean that. Of course, yeah.
You mean next season, right? Cool. Yeah. Perfect. So timescales are Ches wants Chelsea challenging next season. That's what you expect.
Yeah, challenge. So if you challenge and you don't win, but you win a trophy, calm. At least you're challenging, but you're winning along the way. The reason why Hooks' team is useless, there's bums that do nothing.
Why are you rooting this back to Arsenal? Why are you looping this back to Arsenal?
Explain why. Because this is my time to shine. Because Chelsea made you.
No, it's not. I'm going to order you. I'm audio Arsenal.
Remember, I've been doing the stream for a long time. You got to overtalk me.
I'm audio Arsenal. Don't worry,
you can speak. I'm not overtalk you. You're all good, yeah? Calm.
That's cool.
As I was saying, the reason why Hooks' team is the benchmark is because they talk the most stats. Like Jay said, I'm not going to plagiarize Jay's comment. I'm not going to plagiarize Jay's comment, but Jay said 2 minutes ago about the emptiest vessels, you know what I'm saying? And Arsenal fans talk about the process and all this crap. They mock other teams for being 4th, 5th, and 6th in the league, not doing anything. I don't want to be like Hooks in 2 years, where I'm 3rd in the league and winning nothing.
Can I just say on this? Yeah, like can I just say, because
my team to win the Conference League, win the FA Cup, move up the league, progress, and actually win trophies, not just compete and do nothing.
Yeah, but you know what? Go on, Jay, please.
Yeah. I want to move on to actual
transfers. Then I want to talk some good football right now.
Yeah, of course. I just want to say, like, basically, when I look at it, first of all, I want to know, when was the last time Spurs, Chelsea, and Arsenal were all in the Champions League at the same time?
Wow, mad.
15, 14, 15? The Aaron Ramsey season?
Yeah? So something like that, which is it. And a lot of my point on Arsenal,
Have we got 6 in?
Yeah.
We got 6 in next season,
Yeah. Basically, my point about Arsenal, and the only reason why I think Arsenal did well. I think Arsenal did well with their injuries, blah blah blah. Like I have nothing overly negative to say. My issue is when Spurs were finishing second with Poch, the way Arsenal fans spoke to us because we weren't able to get over the line and win a trophy, it's very hypocritical and disingenuous how they want to evaluate the situation now compared to how they evaluated the situation then. That's my biggest issue with and why I hold some of the fan base to task. They're a good side. They've got a good manager. I expect them to do well again next season, but eventually, you have to.
That's why I'm saying what I'm saying, though.
Yeah, I'm saying Arsenal need to eventually
move on, man. All the time, talk about Arsenal fan this, Arsenal fan that.
Every week on this stream, bro.
20 years ago, 20 years
people are quick to tell me about, are you going to win this weekend? And I don't really say very much. That's why you man don't cook me. I don't really say very much that much.
No one said that today.
No, that's from the previous weeks leading up to the runnings.
Are you going to win this? No, but are you going to win this week?
Oh, there you go.
No, but are you going to win this week?
Why would I not win tomorrow? I've already predicted.
You must then. You must.
I said it on last week's show. Go back and listen to it. I said we're going to win. We're going to draw against Forest and make top 4. We actually won. I said we're going to beat Betis.
All right,
the reason why I don't like this conversation now is because when I speak about my team actually doing something, now it's let's move on to talk about transfers.
Yeah, but that's including your team. But that's including your team. Today, there's nothing about Arsenal in the title, by the way. There's nothing about Arsenal in the title. Just let you know.
Sorry, Kaz, the reason why I'm mentioning Chelsea actually getting top 4 and progressing is because when we wasn't doing that, everyone's quick to ask questions going, are you going to make top 4 chairs? What does it mean to make UCL? Now I've made it, no one wants to hear about what it means.
It don't really mean much. It just means you got Champions League.
No, but that's my point. But before we actually made it, everyone was asking questions going,
of course, pressure, but that's fine.
What does it mean if you don't make it?
That's fine pressure. You know what happens? You get a well done, like Spurs did. Well done for winning a trophy and all that in a pressure moment, and then you move on. We didn't even give Jay more than a minute.
I got 30 seconds for the first trophy we won in 17 years. Act accordingly, Chaz. Act accordingly.
We speak about Spurs all week, though.
Anyway, let's get into the transfer stuff. People, there's 1,000 people in the house. Love that. 999. We're not calling no police, but please make sure you smash the like button. Let's get this to 500 likes. Wonders. The support has been overwhelming, I must say, a little bit, numbers wise and everything else surrounding Never a Foul. Even like helping other channels out when we redirect or ask you to go over, you literally do that. So yeah, they all appreciate that as well. LB, Ait-Nouri, Cherki, Marmoush link up would be fire. We might as well just start with the Man City news rather than obviously Delap and all that. Parasite says, clip this with Palmer, Estaval, Santos, Caicedo, and Fernandes, and the transfers we'll be pulling this window. We will win the Champions League or Premier League guaranteed. All right, cool. Could you said that? One sec.
They don't want to hear that, man.
Give me a sec. I'm screenshotting it right now.
Oh, and hold on. Ches, you saying they don't want to hear it yet? No, Ches, you just said they don't want to hear it yet.
That's him co-signing that tweet.
Yeah, you're co-signing.
Yes, you're co-signing.
No, that's what I'm saying is. What I'm saying that.
He paid to say it.
Listen, that's
Ches yourself.
When I say things like that, I need to explain it because when you hear statements, you can make assumptions. 2 years ago, I
That's
was back
City
in the
history.
ownership when everyone was laughing at me, going, "They're doing this,
What?
they're doing that." Now, all of a sudden,
Do-
this season,
do
you're going to
but
finish
do you
sixth in the
think-
league.
But do you think
One sec,
finishing
Jay.
top
One sec, Jay.
five?
One sec, Jay.
Hold on, no, but
Wait, let me
Chess,
just say what I need to say. I don't want to interrupt you. I don't want to interrupt that,
no,
babe.
because the
I
point
don't
you're
want to
making
interrupt you.
now.
Let me finish what I
No,
have to say.
no, I just want to ask you this question. Because you're saying 2 years ago, because I see where this is going, and,
Oh
and,
my
and
God.
forgive me if
Another
I'm wrong.
one for you,
But
like.
are you saying that
Statement and move
finishing
on.
top five?
John Garcia.
You saying that finishing top
Fucking
five
hell.
validates?
It's not
your
about. It's not
opinion
about the
2 years
UCL. It's not about the UCL. It's actually not about that. The
Oh,
point is,
everyone's got an agreement.
there's a lot of
apparently.
people, Jay.
So,
They
No, that's
flip
offers,
flop.
though,
Like
that's offers.
I said, natural fans flip flop, right? 2 years ago when they came in, everyone was telling me my club was
That'd be a
finished
bit
on this
difficult,
very
innit,
show, on these
in New
very
Jersey.
Tuesdays.
Nah, won't be.
Club's finished. You ain't
Look,
making Champions
You
League.
wanted him for a
Rubbish
while.
squad.
offers.
Young manager. Championship manager. Look how I'm at Leicester. You're not going to win anything. No trophies. And I'm just sitting back here. Now everyone, all these rivals are praising my team. And now Chelsea fans who didn't back it are now backing it. My statement is...
Right, Ches, sorry,
Ches,
Ches, that was really long. That was really long and great. But all I asked you is,
Pause.
are you co-signing what my man said? Yeah.
I didn't... What did he say?
He said basically that you're going to win the Champions League. You're going to win the Champions League, and you're going to do this and that. Like Castle last super chat.
He
Just
never
so
gave
can
a
see-
time frame. So shout out that to the time frame
He
question.
said next
There's a
season. I
time
swear he
frame.
said next season. He said next season.
Yeah,
No, he
next season. Yeah, he did.
I could have sworn.
No,
he
you
said
got.
next
He
season.
said we win the Champions League Premier League next season.
All right.
Yeah.
This is. Yeah.
No, it wasn't that one. It was a different one.
Nah, it was the one
It's
before.
gone now anyway.
The Verts bid hasn't been rejected. I reckon deal done, but due to yesterday's circumstances, haven't announced it. Remember, it's a bit. It's a big bid, by the way. Stuff like that needs to be accepted. There's all different phases to a bid. What needs to be accepted and what needs to be improved in terms of certain conditions. I'm pretty sure the Vert stuff is all fine. But yeah, bro, I've just read up now, on City Extra. So look, we got to talk about it all in one. This is why I said don't sleep on this flipping team yesterday, Ait-Nouri Advanced. Cherki on the list we don't even know who's higher on the list, by the way, whether it's Gibbs White or Cherki, right? Reijnders' bid is about to go in and more than likely going to get accepted around the 60-70 million euro mark. So that's in pounds. Since we do that, is about 52 to 60 million, if not just a little bit less. Also, it's just come out now. John Garcia looks like an agreement in principle with Espanyol. So the most wanted goalkeeper in the whole world at the moment. Looks like he might be going to City, and he's very good with his feet, aka Edison 2.0. A little bit.
This is what it's like to be City. This is what it's like to be small.
That sounds like Tottenham song.
You signed Phil Jones, we signed Kun Aguero. No, it's our song.
Oh,
Everyone, but the thing about the John Garcia thing is like, it's one of those transfers where any of the Premier League teams that made it into the UCL are probably gonna try and take a punt on him because bare people need a goalkeeper.
Yeah. We need 3 potentially though, bro.
Yeah, so I think the John Garcia, because I know that Arsenal have laid a lot of groundwork down for John Garcia. If you look at Newcastle, they'll probably want to upgrade their goalkeeper. I personally think that
They're getting Trafford, I think.
Personally, Tottenham should look to upgrade their goalkeeper. Chelsea, again, another team that will probably look to upgrade their goalkeeper. John Garcia has basically said to Espanyol, I don't want to go Barca. You know, I prefer.
he doesn't like the conditions that they're setting. He doesn't want to get loaned out. I think he wants to be number one. He's got so many offers at the moment. There's Arsenal looking at him, wanting him as backup potentially as well, or whatever. Because Newcastle looking at him, Barcelona looking at him, Man United looking at him. But I know he's not Man United's number one. But he is on the list, so hold that one. Aston Villa also looking at him. Man City are now moving fast for him. Liverpool don't need him. They got Mamardashvili coming in, and I'm pretty sure he's going to be loaned out again for another year. This will got Alisson, respectively. It's Alisson, bro.
Yeah.
So and he's probably going to stay beyond that as well. Mamardashvili's at a good age. Bro, you are moving mad, Daps. Your team is moving crazy.
No,
Teams
we're
move like a big club.
We're moving how we need to.
Yeah.
Like, because
hold on, but can I ask, is Ait-Nouri a better left back Gvardiol?
Then you know what? Hold that thought.
That's what I mean. Is he
No.
improving the team? Is he improving the depth, or is he improving
defensively? defensively, yes, of course. But Vardy has been playing centre back. He's going and go look at the last 10 games.
Nah, actually, last 2 games he's played, he's gone back to left back. But
last 10
bro,
games
the long term, Vardy came out and made it pretty clear. Yeah, the minute he started playing as centre back, that this is what feels more natural to me. This is what my body's built for. But bro, the key is we have no fullbacks.
Yeah,
none.
You need a natural left back essentially. Anyway,
it would just be nice to have a couple like Liverpool right now. They've still got Bradley. Yeah, they've still got what's his name on the left.
Tsimikas.
They've still got Robbo. To be fair, like we have no fullbacks on our books. We just it would be nice certain games to go. Do you know what? This game we need to play an actual fucking fullback. Like it would just be good to have that. And so and the thing is, then you've got to look at if you look at our centre backs, Stones, Akanji. And Akanji, and Ake.
And then Kusanov.
No, ignore Kusanov for a second. Stones, Ake, Akanji have all been injured so much this season, that we have to now consider Vardy as a centre-back. We can't be considering Vardy as an out-and-out left-back because the squad needs advancing. So,
And you think of the way City plays as well. So tactically, just deep this yourselves. They got Marmoush. Someone I want to say, you know what? The way he kind of drifts into the space a little bit, it's kind of like
the overlapping. It's kind of having a natural overlap.
It's kind of like Cunha. And you think someone that needs a bit more of a link-up merchant with the way City attack with their left-hand side. They're going to change the way they play, obviously, a little bit as well. You got someone who's just more comfortably doing that. And obviously, there's going to have to be cover, but Ait-Nouri's used to that. I wanted Ait-Nouri, but I said if you're going to get Mbeumo, Ait-Nouri makes no sense because that means I'm losing about 4 players to AFCON.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And that's not what you do. My whole right-hand side currently, if it goes the way it's planned, I'm losing Mazza, I'm losing Mbeumo if he is to come, which we'll talk about. And then I'm going to lose Ahmad. It's like, well, that's great, isn't it? Now I'm going to lose what? If we go get Ait-Nouri, then we lost our wing-backs. That's meant to be our main out. It makes no sense. So Man United might as well be discounted out of that. I know Liverpool were looking at him quite a lot. Tottenham looked at him before. Well, you kind of see why no one's going in for him. It's an easy transfer for Man City for Ait-Nouri. He's going to kill it. He's going to kill it.
What 50 million or so?
No. I think it's
More
around 40, no less.
Okay.
They're going to make a profit from him. Obviously, he came from the French league, if I remember, for like 13, 14, 15 million. So I think last time I checked, I think it's a 40 to 45 million price tag on him. It's got like, 2 years left. 2 years left on his deal.
So I personally, in terms of Ait-Nouri, like I think about the City. When I look at City when they were on top, especially after that first season, I think it was 16-17 when Pep came, and the next season he invested heavily in the team.
Yeah.
And I look at the profile of those players and the quality level of those players. And I look at the players now, and I'm saying to myself, it is obviously harder now to identify that level of player and get that player away from everyone else. But like the Mendy that they bought was better.
Well, that summer,
yeah, the quality of play was slightly better, but like I think doing not bad.
You can go a bit further. Yeah, if you look at for me. Like there's 2 big transfer windows that City have had. The first one would be summer 2010, I think it was, where we bought David Silva, Yaya Toure, Kolarov, Boateng, I think was the other one. But that was a pivotal point. We spent a lot of money, You fast forward 7 years on from that was the summer where we bought Bernardo, Edison, Mendy, Walker, right?
Yeah.
We're now 7 years on from that. 7, 8, and it does seem like every 7, 8 years you have to have that.
It's a good point. But I think now scouting becomes so
harder.
like thing. So it's almost like the old City might have got Livramento from Chelsea. Do you know what I mean? Rather than letting him go to Newcastle, because now Livramento is 75 million. Do you know what I mean? 70, 75. So I'm very intrigued. My issue with City over the last couple of years is they've bloated their squads with talent which is not top tier. Which happens. But they're buying players that they believe are going to develop. Some of these players aren't developing on the trajectory that City wanted. Do you know what I mean? Some of their development's slower. Some of it's not ideal because key players are missing. It's going to be really interesting to see the levels of what City can do next season in comparison to, the pace and power as well. You know, a few games this season, City were just getting outrun, out-muscled, out-fought.
Quite a few games this season, bro.
Yeah. So again, you know, how does City rectify that in terms of bringing those profiles into their team?
Yeah. By the way, as the comment said, if you're looking at this on any device, Hooks would tell you, Ches would tell you, anyone here would tell you, please don't be lazy. This like if you don't mind, it takes what 1 second of your time, 2 seconds, if that. Liking the thumb button, you know what the thumb looks like. You know, if you're on dark mode, it's gonna look like mine or Daps's hand. If you're on light mode, it's gonna look like the rest of the panel's hands. So please smash the like button, man, if you haven't done so yet. It's super, super important for algorithms, and it's super important just for the video and more subscribers. What?
I was going to say, kind of. Yeah. Yeah, that's
right. Whatever. You get what I'm talking about. But anyways, yeah, Ait-Nouri, I think, transforms a little bit of the attack for City. And you got to remember, Rodri's back as well. You know, you got someone that can play inverted or out wide as well. Defensively, obviously suspect a little bit, but City don't care about that. Since when have they really cared about defense as much as attack over all the Pep years?
Yeah,
it's all about getting more goals than the next opposition. No, you know how it feels. You've seen it. I've seen it. Everyone's teams on here felt the wrath of a Man City attack.
Yeah.
Over the years.
Yeah.
You add that to the equation, it's how much do you think he's worth?
Who?
Ait-Nouri. Like, what do you think is a fair price considering he's got 2 years left in his deal?
I don't know. It used to be a thing that if City went in for fullbacks, we paid 50 million. Yeah. It just used to be a price. Yeah, I'll City want a fullback 50 million. But market's changed a bit. I guess it's led by who else is chasing fullbacks. There seems to be quite a few fullbacks at the moment. One that no one's really talking about now that there was a little talk on before was Robinson from Fulham. That one's gone a bit quiet now.
Yeah,
age, isn't it? Age too.
I think it's
the age. Yeah,
I think the technical aspect of it as well. What Ait-Nouri offers going forward. If you look at Pep's the way Pep plays with his, I mean, it kind of suits Robinson. He's got a mean whip in it. But if you're talking about on the technical level in tight spaces, you know what I mean. Look at the areas or positions that Vardy was even occupied on Nico O'Reilly. I don't really want Robinson inverting at any given time. No, you just want him doing the channel. You want him doing the line. Am I lying about that? No.
Yeah, true.
Probably.
United needs someone like Robinson.
That's the way we. For me, if I look at how City have played over the last 10, 12 games, right, and when we've been successful, ultimately not Crystal Palace, where we had fucking wingers on the pitch. That what seems to be the successful way of City playing at the end of this season has been the unks in midfield, which is more the reliable midfielders. Admittedly, their legs have gone, but the reliable ones in the middle of the park. And then Haaland and maybe say Marmoush and somebody else playing off of him, just behind him. And then ultimately O'Reilly or Nunes getting further forward, right? Not the old school, remember the fucking City with 4 centre-backs, yeah? And that's what I think Pep's maybe thinking, yeah, you know what? Wingers don't suit his style of play. And I also do you know what? I do think at the moment, yeah, this season, and speaking with a lot of City fans at the Fulham game, we've all admitted it. We all appreciated him, but we all really, really, really underappreciated how fucking good Riyad Mahrez was, right? Now, the truth is there's not many wingers out of that quality anymore, yeah? So
don't exist.
We've got Doku, we've got Savinho, yeah? But I don't think they're good enough. Like, if I'm being honest with you, yeah? I'm not saying they're fucking scrubs, but I don't think they're good enough. Like,
who did you say, Doku and who?
Savinho. Especially, actually, let me put a caveat on that. Because Savinho is 20, yeah? I also think that Savinho is better on the left. I don't think Savinho on the right works at all. The Doku and fucking Haaland link up is just non-existent. I like, by the way, let me be clear. I do like Doku, but I don't think what I'm saying is it's great being a patient Manchester City, yeah, when you have Kevin De Bruyne in his prime, when you've got David Silva in his prime, when you have Mahrez in his prime, when you've got all these players that can unlock a defence. But we've seen this season, if the quality drops a bit, all of a sudden you can't play such patient football because you don't have players that are guaranteed to unlock unlock a team in the moment. And yeah, I think that's why Pep's realised we need good quality fullbacks to get forward. And by the way, actually, I've just seen that comment, Cass. Grealish, have you spoke on Grealish to you lot?
No, but he's gone, isn't he? I ain't said nothing online, but Grealish is done, isn't he?
But no, but Grealish to you lot.
Oh, I'm taking him in a heartbeat,
right,
bro.
So I saw it linked. Bro, it's been spoke about. So I think Richard Keys and fucking Andy Gray spoke about it on their show. I was being told on Sunday at the game by a few people, yeah, there are a few rumours. So the main reason is his missus is very, very settled in Alderley Edge in a dream house and is saying, I don't want to leave Manchester.
Mad.
What? So you're saying we could take him on loan?
Bro, but here's the thing. Here's where I don't think it works. That if it is a loan, City would be paying some of the wages. There is not a chance in any lifetime that Manchester City allowed Jack Grealish to go to Man United and pay some of his wages.
I'd take Grealish on loan, 100%. 100%.
But the whole thing is, with the United thing is, Grealish wants to stay in. He wants to stay in the north. He wants to stay in the same house. Well, he doesn't. His missus wants to stay in the same house.
London would be nice for Grealish. I'm sure he'd enjoy London.
No, but it's his missus, bro. His missus doesn't want to leave Alderley Edge. Doesn't want to leave the yard.
He's a good-looking lad. He can get a new missus. Do you know what I mean? Let's not worry about that. But the thing is like with a Grealish like that, I feel like sometimes.
No, what actually would Grealish want to get in Man City bad books, as in the fans?
Right now, on that one, I think if you would have asked Grealish maybe 9 months ago, not a fucking chance. However, from what I've been told, Grealish is livid with whether it be Pep, whether it be the club. He's
we're
not.
We're gonna have our Tevez.
He's not happy. Like he's not happy with the club at the moment. Like,
yeah, but he's entitled. I think he's entitled. I think Pep has completely mismanaged. To be fair, I don't have the data that Pep has. So whenever I make a comment like this, I always have to asterisk it with, I don't know what goes on behind the scenes. So there could be justifiable reasons. However, as a Grealish fan, watching him this season, he was the solution for City at a number of points that Pep did not allow him to play. There was a time he could have played. There was a time that when Carsley at England started playing him in the 10. Yeah, he had some good games for England. Comes back to City, has some good games, put on the bench for the rest of the season.
Yeah, facts.
And maybe he's training terribly. Maybe he's not doing what Pep needs to see behind the scenes. Maybe his head's not in the game. But from an outsider point of view, I think that at times City have been so bad this season, including getting beat 4-0 by Tottenham, which just tells you how bad you are.
I've got one thing, though. I've got one reservation, though. Is he hungry like that anymore?
But the thing is,
but the main reason he is so livid is because of the fact that he does want to play, and the fact that it has been frustrating. Jay, you're spot on. There's been times this season, where we've been crying out for legs in the middle of the park, right? Then we play Grealish for one game in the middle of the park. He gives us legs, gets a man of the match performance, and then gets dropped for 8 games.
Wasn't it even Arsenal? Was it the Arsenal draw you brought Grealish on and he helped you?
Yeah.
He played well, came on only 23rd. Well. So my thing is more like the thing about this, Kaz, is hunger is relative, isn't it? It's like sometimes. You can be in a place and he's getting paid big money, this, that, blah, blah, blah. There's a lot of players who would just sit on his wages, be like, I'm just going to run my contract down because it's a great contract. Do you know what I mean? And then just try and get nibbles of game time. But if I'm Grealish...
You're probably thinking about the World Cup next year as well.
Yeah.
Listen, if I'm Nottingham Forest, I'm asking for Grealish.
Well, there's been links with Nottingham Forest, and it's not exactly that far, is it?
It's further than you think,
But I don't think he's going to have much choice.
Birmingham thing, innit? Midlands, yada yada. Like, if I'm Forest, if I'm Newcastle, if I'm Spurs, and then obviously you got foreign clubs as well. So AC Milan's, your teams
even
like that.
even if that I can't see United picking them up for one. At all. So I can't see that whatsoever. And 2 is like, if you're going to look at surrounding clubs, well, you're not going to go Liverpool, are you? Everton might pick you up, but do you want to go there? Probably not. Do you want to play under Moyes? Definitely not. Realistically, you're not going to go Burnley in the Prem. So realistically, your missus can stay. But
I think Everton's a sly little outside chance,
Yeah, On the Moyes, you're going to play defensive, mate, all season.
Yeah, defensive, but fucking on the counter, Grealish could fucking tear people a new one, to be fair.
Yeah, he could. I just don't see it. I reckon.
I don't. But as an outsider for their new stadium,
I see it going
as a shiny toy to, like, Everton fans would fucking love Grealish as well.
Villa just makes sense. If they got to sell Morgan Rogers or someone like that, Jacob Ramsey, there's a left mid spot waiting. Just stop with this McGinn stuff. Go play under Emery. You got some sort of, you got your Oprah at least.
The other one with Villa as well is that because with Grealish, obviously, it is going to be like a risk because City will want some money if you're buying him, and the wage is going to be quite high. The one thing I would say with Villa that Villa has over most other clubs is a return of their boy is very marketable. Like commercially, that would, like the shirt sales. And I know Villa fans have said, no, we wouldn't want him back. Absolute bullshit.
Until he's
absolute bullshit. Then the minute he has said, I want to come back, because we remember he left them with he didn't do a Trent. He left them with a lot of money to spend that could put them where they are. Look, he got them promoted. He was their captain. He's a Villa fan. His dad's a Villa fan. His brother's a Villa fan. The minute they sign him back, they'd be happy he's going back. So
Villa should try it. Like if I'm Villa, I'm trying it. Like, do you know what I mean? Like run it back because the thing is, they're gonna have a gap in their squads. Obviously, they're not going to take Rashford. They're not going to take Rashford. Listen, Spurs, yeah? Spurs, get on the phone to Camera. Get on the phone, yeah? They probably need to sell one big player for PSR, yeah? Spurs have got to be in there for Camera. And I think, Villa, if a good wage deal with City, he would have the opportunity to go back. He'd be good for Villa in terms of their style of play. I can see that. It'll be interesting to see where he lands, though.
Sorry, what you say?
I was just saying that basically Grealish is one of those players where it's like, what's he, 29, is he? Is he 29 at the moment?
I think he's 30. I think he's 30,
30?
you know? Yeah, I think he's about 30.
Yeah, so, 30's not... For his style of play, I think he can still go. It's when I start seeing him getting tackled regularly, then I'll be like, he's lost it. Up until that point, his ball carrying, his creativity, things like that. I just think he's meant to have a bigger profile in a team than what he has at City.
Maybe, yeah. But you know what doesn't sit well? You know what doesn't sit well with me though? Like they get rid of Grealish, and then what's this? Who's Wolfie? But I hope he's enjoying the humble pie. I have no idea, to be fair, Forest stuff. But they get rid of Grealish, and somehow we loan him, or you loan him, or whoever loans him, and then on the shortlist, like, oh, come on down, Cherki. Here we are. Love.
By the way, can I ask this question? Obviously, like, as this is slightly going off topic. We're not in. It's not in the header or anything, but I will be very interested. As neutrals, Ange next season, yeah. Do you think Spurs should let him go, or like if he was your manager? Like in this context, would you be letting him go or would you be letting him build? Taking into account 17th, 22 defeats.
Who, Ange?
Trophy. Yeah, for 17 years.
Yeah, I'm sacking him, mate.
Would you?
I'm sacking him.
Okay, interesting.
Yeah, no chance. Nah.
It's a hard one, man. I think I don't think it's.
That's what I'm saying. It's not an easy. It's not an easy. It's not an easy one. What would you do, Hooks? Because what would you? Because obviously 8th with Arteta and winning the FA Cup is still, 8th is way higher than 17th. And there was no fans that were negative about that. But do you think 22 losses is just too much to consider, or do you think keep him?
I think realistically, 22 losses is an absolute mad thing, isn't it?
22 out of 38.
Yeah, it's a mad thing still. But I feel like winning the Europa League should at least give him the chance to try and build something and see how, like, the first maybe, I don't know, 5 to 10 games go of the next season. But then obviously it also depends on, like, has he lost the camp? Like, if he's lost the players, like the backing of the players, then he has to go. But from a perspective of him achieving something that Tottenham haven't done.
But do you think that sets a negative precedent in where you're trying to say that finishing high in the league is more important than winning a trophy?
I don't understand that. What do you mean?
So basically, it's almost like saying, yeah, okay, you finished 17th and you won the Europa League. It's like for this one season to end your trophy drought and things like that. is it not acceptable to for this one season? Because otherwise, if you sack him, are you saying that your league finish is more important than winning trophies, even this one time?
Well, league finish is very important to to clubs is very important. Like fans probably don't care as much, but to from a business perspective,
Yeah, we've lost millions finishing that low.
Yeah, even winning the Europa League won't have saved like your overall like pain with peas. So, but I mean, that's what's for you, man, in the Tottenham fan base to figure out. I personally don't care whether he stays or goes, but I just think that it's mad for him to achieve something that A, nobody thought Tottenham would do, and B, something that you haven't done in 17 years. To then go on to sack him, to me, just seems like a bit of a mad thing still.
I hear it.
What we saying about Cherki, Ches? Since you want to lurk in the background there.
What, the City?
Brother,
Or it's like any from
just add all of this together. We can add Cherki and Reijnders as a package, bro. Let's just think about that as a package.
Yeah,
75. Let's just call it 80 million roughly in total. Let's just say that on average for the price.
Yeah, I think Reijnders.
You can either get them for the price of 80 or Morgan Gibbs White.
Oh yeah, obviously the easy choice,
brother.
Reijnders,
Whoever that City must be thinking, bro.
Oh, hold on, but I'll be honest with you though. Morgan Gibbs White or Cherki, yeah,
makes no sense.
They're not similar players.
Cherki can do much more, man.
They're different. They're different players.
I still would rather Cherki in the 8. I still would rather him in the 8.
I don't know.
You screaming scattergun approach, yeah?
What?
Scattergun thing.
What?
I don't know about in the 8.
How? I'm not making statements about what I think's going to happen. So what are you doing here?
So why do you think you're linked with 210s who are completely different?
I reckon you're getting Reijnders as the 8 now, and now Morgan Gibbs White is now viewed. Okay, he's a 10 option.
Yeah,
because there was rumors before that he was looked as an 8, but now he looks like he's a 10, and he's like, okay, creatively.
Do you know what it is, Daps? If you did get Reijnders and Cherki, how would your midfield look like? That's what
it would look like Rodri. It would look like Reijnders. It would like Cherki.
So
I mean, it's not that difficult to fucking work out. To be fair, bro.
Wait, who's cutting it? Who's cutting?
What?
Who plays right?
Hold on. No, we're talking about midfielders. Who's cutting? Well, De Bruyne is cutting, right?
Yeah.
Bernardo's
not cutting. I don't think Bernardo's cutting. I don't think he's cutting.
One thing I would say is go and watch when Kevin De Bruyne is saying goodbye to the City fans.
KDB and Bernardo, cool. What about Foden?
Hold on. Right. When De Bruyne was saying goodbye to the City fans, watch Haaland and watch Bernardo Silva. Haaland starts saying to Bernardo Silva, pointing at Bernardo and going, you go and say goodbye as well. Yeah. It's very clear. It's like, oh shit, really? Now, I'm not saying Bernardo does go because Bernardo is like 31 now, but Gundogan is now 35 and has been playing all fucking season. Yeah. So when you're saying who's going, like, but I don't think Bernardo will, but it did look on Sunday like he was being told to go and say goodbye to the fans. Foden, for me at the moment, if you're up, right, personally, I think that would be
my question was valid. I think my question was valid.
Okay, so I'll answer your question. It would look like if we're saying Rodri, Reijnders, Cherki, and then Haaland with Marmoush and Foden behind him, or Haaland with Marmoush and Ait-Nouri behind him, or Haaland with Savinho and Doku behind him. So there's multiple things, but also on Foden, I'll be real with you, bro. At this point, like, this is no longer about Foden's confidence being blown, yeah? Foden, because getting your confidence back is one thing, and getting your confidence back in a team that actually is playing better is easier. But this has gone further than that now. Foden has come out and said he's suffering with mental health issues, bro. As someone that's been through mental health issues, I'll be real with you. I don't know if he comes back from it at this point because mental health can affect you forever. So I'm going to be real. I'm not going, 100% Foden is going to be cooking next season. Foden might never get back to how he was last season if we're being real with ourselves.
Yeah. So...
And being real with that would mean that we have to look at potentially Foden not playing as much.
Yeah.
So it is a realization, bro. We can't. And I know some people say, "Oh, stop!" Like it's an excuse and all of that. It isn't. Trust me. Like once you have mental health issues, getting over them is fucking hard thing, isn't it? It's a very hard thing. It might never be the same.
No, it's nasty work, man. I don't even want to think about Cherki and Reijnders and Rodri as a midfield three. We was talking about, look what the Gravenberch, Wirtz and McAllister looks like. That's another elite midfield to compete against that, to be fair.
Yeah.
That's ultimately, actually, that midfield there is, well, McAllister's better than Reijnders, that's a fact. Gravenberch is nowhere near Rodri. Cherki versus Wirtz, interesting. I think Wirtz might have the edge, though, because he's more of a playmaker, but Cherki's got that eye of the needle pass. That's nasty. I would like to see that battle, but I don't want to witness it because it's
look. I'm not going to say that we're going to get Cherki. Yeah, I am going to say that Liverpool ain't getting Alvarez though. I'll die on that fucking hill. But I did say if we don't get Wirtz, then we better go and make a fucking move for Cherki. I like Cherki a lot. By the way, we need to clip up. If we do get Cherki, we need to find that clip of Monts where he said that it's still his number one target would have been Cherki.
Yeah, but he said he's not. He don't.
No. Don't. Why are you defending Liverpool so much?
I'm not.
Monts said he would rather go and get Cherki.
I don't. I think
leave it as that.
I think people romanticize things a little bit. Like I don't see a world where what I would prefer Cherki to Wirtz. Like there's no worlds.
Yeah, right now, the Wirtz seems more of the complete package.
He's more proven. He's done it at a higher level.
But he's about 90 million less at this current moment of time.
Yeah,
that's the big difference, isn't it?
But the thing, and you're right. But I think in terms of being a central playmaker, it depends on what you want as well. Because obviously, both of them like different sides of the pitch. Because if you think of Cherki, he's more of a right-sided central player, and Wirtz is more of a left-sided central player.
Even though he's left-footed. I mean? He's left-footed, isn't he? He's left-footed.
Wirtz is right-footed. Cherki's left-footed. No,
I'm pretty sure. I swear, this whole time I thought Wirtz was left-footed.
No, he's right-footed. Just two-footed. I think he's two-footed, but he's predominantly right.
He's predominantly right. Oh, he's done. Yeah. You know what? I never even noticed. I never even noticed. That's mad.
Yeah, for me, I think Wirtz he's probably the best 10, like in terms of accessibility to get in world football. I can't think of anyone off the top of my head who I think is a better 10 that's purchasable. He's definitely like top 3 in the world anyway. I know people like Musiala, but he's a dribble first guy. Whereas
to be fair though, Wirtz the Cherki's very well footed as well. He takes corners with his right foot like it was Santi Cazorla, bro, even though you're left footed.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And
sorry, that's not the way around. Santi was always right foot, but took one of his left foot.
But I think I look at it for Cherki from the point of view of saying, like, as a Spurs fan, I've been in a situation where you buy a mercurial talented player from Lyon and hope he makes a big impact. Didn't go so well for us with Ndombele. But I think he's ready for the move. I just don't know where the best kind of landing spot is for him. I don't know if it's United. I'm not sure. I think
right 10. Perfect.
I think he goes somewhere a little bit smaller. Like I think not like
Dortmund's heavily in for him.
What like City?
I think City would be a very good move for him.
Yeah, if he gets that 10 right side, he can nail down something. If he's that good, he'll nail it down.
But the thing is like I look at it from the point of view. This is almost the point of like Grealish is like sometimes these players you want them to have more responsibility than potentially they get at a City. So Cherki could maybe be maximized at a team that's gonna embrace his, mercurialness, his creativity a little bit more. I'm not saying City won't, but I'm saying that like you'll get. I think you have a certain role to play at City rather than just being yourself. Yeah. And I just think sometimes if you go to a team that has slightly less structure, you can be a bit more creative.
Well, actually, hold your horses as well. Quickly, you said Newcastle, but they're going to be director footballless.
What?
Paul Mitchell sacked.
Well, he said leaving with consent.
See, it's funny. All these people are like who wanted to gawk 3,000 Paul Mitchell. Like it's like
he leaves everywhere, man.
But the thing is, being in charge of Monaco ain't the same as being in charge of
Leipzig, though.
a Prem club and stuff like that. I know he can identify good players, but I don't know. Obviously, Eddie Howe didn't back him. He didn't like what he was putting out there. And Mitchell I've seen Mitchell at Tottenham, and he's a guy that wants to be listened to. Do you know what I mean? He's a guy that really, you know, he wants to be fully in charge. And I guess Eddie Howe feels vindicated, doesn't he?
Yeah.
Eddie Howe will feel vindicated because
it's that age-old football thing,
so
isn't it? It's that age-old football beef between managers and sporting directors.
So does that mean?
And when you get it right, i.e., Arsenal with Wenger and
Dean,
what's his name? Dean,
David
yeah. United with Fergie and who was your guy?
What's his name?
Gill,
yeah, David
Gill.
Gill, yeah.
City and Pep was City, to be fair, with Pep and Tiki.
Yeah.
When you get that relationship right, Klopp and Edwards, that was elite. And probably now we're going to end up saying Slot and Edwards. When you get that relationship right, it makes a world of fucking difference.
But this is also the point in terms of hierarchy, though. Hierarchy is important because I think with a lot of the time, it's like Berta and Arteta and things like that. It's like who reports into who? Because a lot of the time, your manager should report into the director of football. But what happens if you have a good manager and then you bring in a director of football? The hierarchy chain is broken.
Yeah.
You don't actually know where that person lands. So it's like a good manager isn't reporting into a director of football who arrives after he's been there. Do you know what I mean?
Maybe. It'll be interesting. If that means, like, obviously, Delap for you, Ches, and me, we'll see what happens probably by this. He said by this week, and I don't know when.
After the game tomorrow. I reckon by
I saw by the end of the week. Yeah, I think Friday.
Yeah, by Friday we'll know. Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised if it's on the weekend, but do you want him? Because I'm seeing you're chasing Ekatike. He's like, okay, is your options for 2 strikers? Or I asked this yesterday to someone.
Simon Phillips said we're looking to sign 2.
So that might work in United's favour then. Because if you're going to sign 2 strikers,
I reckon one probably would be Delap, which wouldn't be good for you. Because they'll look to sign Delap for 30 million, which is a snip. It's a win-win. If he performs good, he's cheap. You can sell him in the future. Performs badly, you pay 30 million, you probably get your money back, minimum. Then you get a high-profile player who's paid in like European competition, like Ekatike or Sesko, who is going to cost a bit more money. We're still in Gyökeres, by the way.
Ekatike would be a good signing. Like he would.
For Chelsea, it would be a good signing.
Yeah, it'd be a really good signing.
I really want him with a Delap though, because at least if Ekatike hit the ground running.
And that's where I reckon.
Unless you're going to sell Jackson.
That's where I reckon United might have a little bit more in favour, is because they're gonna. I feel like they're told that no, you're gonna be our number 9. You're gonna be the main man.
What about Rasmus?
If you look at
Rasmus,
the only way.
That's the only way I can kind of think Delap saying.
Who said it? Alex, someone reliable Man United said it, and you said it before. The only way he goes to Man U is if he cares about being in North.
That's pretty much.
Every other reason he wouldn't.
Well, was it Everton? Like one of my friends said a great point about Delap is like, if you're Delap, you should go to United or Chelsea, because if you go Everton and you fuck up, you won't get the opportunity to go.
Yeah, at least if you go up, you can land.
But if you go to United or Chelsea and you fuck up, you can still go to Everton.
100%. There's still a hype around you because you're at those.
Do you know what I mean? So it's like, I don't thought of it like that. It makes a lot of sense. You might as well make the big move.
And the reason why I'm saying we could get both is because I know Delap's going to want to play a lot of football. When you play Champions League, like what the man would tell you, you play a lot of games anyway.
That's
he's not going to play.
That's my interest with Chelsea, Chaz, is that next season is the first time, because this season doesn't really count for me in terms of you playing double match weeks.
Yeah, you're talking about Europe 2 times.
Because you were able to rotate your team so heavily. You can't do that in the Champions League. So again, I'd be really interested to see what Chelsea can do.
But even in not just Chelsea, what about Newcastle, who's also in for him, by the way? They would want the same kind of situation. The difference is you have got Isak though, and they're not going to rotate him as much as the next.
But this is the interesting thing, Next season, I should be looking at who are the best teams who aren't going to be in Europe next season. Half the Premier League is almost going to be in Europe next season. 9 teams are going to be in Europe, right? More or less.
8. I think
8, yeah. So that means teams like Brighton and Bournemouth, if they should be thinking we can gate crash the top 6 next season.
Yeah, I actually no. Actually, you said that. I said that literally on my channel. I said you got to take advantage of this. If you don't, you're failing heavily.
Yeah, definitely.
On the Chelsea striker is difficult, because I'm seeing news every day, something different.
Every day. The only reason I want to get Delap is because I want Man United to move on to another target. I'm like, cool, you got it, man. Move on to another target. Do you get it?
Yeah, same with Chelsea. The good thing is for us, it's been confirmed by many journalists that we're going to get signings in quick. Probably by the end of June.
But that's where I've got my PTSD though, doesn't it? I've got Cunha, but I want the next one in. That means
you've done Cunha very quickly. That's us.
Sell these motherfuckers. I'm more interested in who he sells, so you can go and get. We'll talk about it quickly as well.
That's
is Mbeumo. Mbeumo, you know what I mean?
We're different to you. We don't need to sell first. So we need to buy first. We need to buy quickly. Yeah.
It's a lot of competition with this, man.
I need to cut in it. But I can say this. Kaz is different to us because we don't need to sell right now. We just need to buy quickly.
Yeah, we need to sell.
CWC, so we can get players in, which we've already confirmed doing. Whereas Man United are different. They have to sell some players to make some money to buy players, right? So hopefully, if we get Delap in early, Kaz, my thing is, if we get Delap in early, we'll still go for Ekitike anyway. We'll just get him maybe a bit later on in the window. Or maybe if like Arsenal or Liverpool come in and go, yo, we ain't get Gyökeres and we want him, then we'll have to move quickly. But I like to say this. It sounds boring, but I only care when I hold the shirt. I'm not going to get too invested into any one striker. Like Jay said, Ekitike is a good fit stylistically. He's similar to Jackson, but a bit more of a presence in the box, which we need. Delap obviously is more industrial, and he plays in a transitional team, not his fault. But can he adapt to a kind of Chelsea kind of team? We hold a good amount of possession. We create loads of chances. Who knows? Then you got Gyökeres, who we're still in the hat for, confirmed by Fabrizio Romano and all the journalists as well. So it's going to be a difficult one to see who we're actually going to get. My preference, by the time we go on the show, we'll know who we're going to buy, by the way. So I'm going to put it in the air right now for next week, Tuesday. I probably would want two, meaning Delap, and I'd probably risk getting Ekitike as well. I don't know what it is about Gyökeres. People have agreed with me when I spoke to him in my life about this football stuff. It's like that. I don't really know if he's going to be what everyone believes he's going to be in the Premier League. I feel like a lot of his goals in Portugal are transition based.
65%.
He's a very good coach. Yeah, he's a very good poacher of the football. Like he's a great finisher, but I don't know if we need just a finisher in our team. We need someone who could do a bit of everything, can it?
You've got such a controlling team. All you need is a finisher now.
No, but here's the thing, yeah. We need someone who can like link up as well as finish, because if you notice, when Jackson's not there, we look a bit like lost. Like imagine we just had the
I get what you mean.
Like,
I feel like with the targets and all this kind of stuff, blah blah. I just think you need a 9.
We definitely need a finisher, 100%. That's important. But what I'm saying is that if you brought in Delap and Ekitike, it brings a bit of balance on both. It's like when we used to have Giroud with our other strikers. Like Giroud brought a bit of balance, bring him off the bench or whatnot. So for me, I think Chelsea made the right choice. I hope it works out for them, but I'm hoping they just go with the right choice. Because last year, everyone laughed at Duran, everyone laughed at Samu. We didn't get them. If we
Where is Duran now? Is he in Saudi?
Yeah, he's living his best life.
Yeah, he went in Saudi. But that's what I'm saying. If we had any one of them two this season, I reckon we would have wrapped top 4 ages ago. Either of them to join the club, we would have wrapped top 4 ages ago.
You were in a title race, remember?
You would have been vital, to be fair. Very vital.
If we had Duran this season, we would have been calm. We would have been calm. But we didn't.
Yeah, I like. But I'm like looking at all these kind of players and stuff like that. Like obviously, like Chelsea wanted. It's funny because you wanted Duran aggressively in the summer last season, innit? And it's funny how it played out. You could have maybe got him for like 45, 50 million. Had you stopped haggling. You're just haggling too much. And I think for me, the interesting thing for me is to watch like teams like Chelsea and City to see the players on the side. What happens to them? So, like for me personally, I'm a big Oscar Bob fan, and I'm looking at all the transfers that City are doing, and I'm like, you can shake your head all you want, man, but I'm like, you can't have Savio and Cherki.
No, hold on, because when you're saying this,
I'm like, this is an opportunity. This is a market opportunity for somebody to say,
Jay,
here's 40, 45 million for Oscar Bob, and I think you guys will consider it.
Okay, cool. So the players we're being linked with, yeah. Which ones of those play as a kind of like an inside forward? Like I said, sitting kind of behind Haaland. Who's it, sir?
You've got Savio and you've got Foden.
But again, so Savio, who is a touchline hugging winger, right?
Yeah.
Not someone that sits.
But Pep's already said.
Why are you disagreeing with Jay? What did you say makes sense?
No, what I'm saying is, think about what Pep said about squad size.
Oh, squad size.
Oh, squad size.
Yeah,
yes,
Pep said he didn't want a squad bigger than 23 players. Yeah. So how do you fit Savio, Foden, and another player into the squad without Bob not being.
No, I agree with you, but I don't think Bob is not the one that I think. And by the way, with Bob, the key is, and no one going to buy Bob right now because Bob is pretty much off the back of a year-long fucking injury. Yeah. Right. But for me, I actually think that long term, I think pretty much when Ches asked me how I think it would line up, I went Rodri, Reijnders, Cherki, and then Haaland with Marmoush and Oscar Bob behind him. I think Bob long term is the main guy that's going to be. So I'm not saying I agree with you.
What about Echeverri?
He'll go on loan probably.
No, I'm telling you, I put Bob.
No, I'm not disagreeing. But what about Echeverri? Because obviously, if Echeverri, I'm saying if Echeverri,
Ches, you're trying to do the scattergun approach thing again. It's not working because I'm not doing scattergun approach. Scattergun is where you say multiple
it does sound
things,
a little bit. It does a little bit like hoarding. A little.
Well, that's different. Hoarding we can do. Hoarding,
that's a fair point. You are.
Yeah, hoarding.
But the thing about City is
hoarding is fair.
Hoarding's fair. Hoarding's fair. You do hoarding though. Chelsea do hoarding.
Yeah, like City are fair because if City are gonna.
Yeah, we do hoarding. That's what I know.
Yeah, you hoard more than Chelsea.
Yeah, we hoard more than them. 100%. That's why I can call it out.
City will let the player go. If Oscar Bob says to Pep in the summer, "I want to go and play first team football somewhere," Pep will let him go.
He will let him go. He will.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I just think Bob's a weird one of all of the ones for Bob. Doku, if you would have said Doku, I said, oh yeah, I see where Doku is. Okay, cool. But with Bob, you're saying Bob wants guaranteed first team football. No. Bob right now wants to get back to fitness.
All right, fair. But what I'm going to say on the flip side is Bob has missed a year of development due to his injury. So it's not inconceivable that he needs to be playing more regularly this coming season than City can potentially offer him.
Cass, going into the season, last season, after he's been injured.
21.
Hold on. Right. So he's 21. I was going to say. So going into the start of this season, where off the back of Foden being player of the season last season, and off the back of the fact we just signed Savinho, who was it that you had a feeling? After watching the preseason and the back end of last season, who was it that you had a feeling would be City's main right winger?
Yeah, Bob, innit?
Thank you.
He was until he got injured.
So I think there is, and I go and ask most City fans, they'll tell you the same thing. So this whole Bob's an outsider. No, Bob's been injured. Like the plan was that Bob was going to get a lot of fucking game time this season. So I don't think Bob's going anywhere. I think Doku 100%. Probably look at a few other players. So I do get what you're saying, Jay. But I think Bob remember is just one for me.
We're including Bernardo too in that because obviously
Bernardo
plays. Bernardo. But so my thing is obviously Bernardo plays right wing as well. So we've got three players there.
Bernardo's going. Bernardo is going. I'm telling you now.
Okay, until he goes, he's a sitter player then. Yeah, and I don't see that Pep's going to force him out if he's already losing KDB's experience. So I'm like, okay, you've got Foden.
I reckon Doku will go.
Yeah, but Doku's on the left wing anyway, to me, anyway.
Don't really matter. But
again, Bernardo, like most recently, once we've had our players back, Bernardo's been playing a lot deeper role next to Kovacic. So, Bernardo is the right wing. Let him go.
Injured as well.
Yeah, what? I don't think Bernardo's going. I don't know why people think Bernardo's going. I think
about a month before.
Like, think about how much is Bernardo worth?
Nah, bro. So at the moment, I think that the plan with Bernardo, I think, is that Bernardo wants to go at this point now. Bernardo wants to go back to Benfica, and the only way I think it would work is if some sort of deal could be made, because I think Bernardo's got 1 year left on his contract.
To get some money for
but I don't. There is a world where Bernardo stays, stays just to see out his contract and is a bit part player, because of his age. Like that is how it should be.
But that you can admit, Jay makes a point. There is a lot of players there, though.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just said I agree with that. It's the Bob one. I agree that there are. If Pep's come out and said,
if we're talking about Bob specifically, he'll be fine. But overall,
bro, if you want me to list players,
if you were to get Cherki and Reijnders, there's a lot of like mismatch. 10,
that's
the wingers,
bro. Really... Our midfield this season's average age is about 33. What are we doing? Yeah, like, They need to be replaced. So what's going to happen? Well,
it's not
players are going to, like, ideally, if we get the midfielders we want, there is a world that Gundogan ends up going to, I think it's Fenerbahce that really want him. I think they also want Kovacic. There's quite, midfielders could end up going, like De Bruyne's going, so there is space.
To be fair, when you say small squad, 23 players is still quite a lot. They got no second striker. So when you deep it, Haaland's only a separate entity by himself. So there's not an extra striker there unless you want to put Marmoush there when you deep it. So, and when it comes to the defense, they don't really have like-for-like defenders either. Like, they usually have one less that someone can do multiple roles. So that's one less already. Yeah. The midfield, it all makes, like, every time you've been saying this, I've been adding up in my head, it still adds up to about 21 at the moment, 22.
No, think about it.
That's without looking at, if I was to start listing the players that potentially are being linked with leaving this city, there's about 12 players that are being linked with leaving.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is,
fine. We're just saying.
Kaz, think about it. It's 2 players per position, and then
I can do it for you. There's 3 goalies, and then there's 3 goalies. But I can tell you,
they've already got their squad's way too big.
All right, cool. Let me just do it. Nico. All right, let me just do it. It's easy, yeah. Nico, Gonzalez, Rodri. One sec. You want to see it? Let me finish.
Where's Nico here, though? Where is Nico on this pitch?
It does.
It's an 8.
As an 8 or a 6, he'll be bench.
So you're telling me that Nico
he can be used both. Either or. It doesn't matter.
There is a lot. Let's go through it. There is a lot.
No, we ain't got time to go through it.
I can do it quickly.
Already gone over.
He's doing it now. He's doing it now anyway.
But I keep getting interrupted. Look, Nico, Rodri, done. Kovacic, Reijnders, done. In attacking mid, I'm going to say
whoa. What about that midfielder they bought in January for 50 million? Where's he?
Gonzalez.
I just said it.
No, I thought you meant Nico O'Reilly. Where's he?
No, O'Reilly at the moment is being considered as a left back.
They're buying a left back.
Brother, you keep
we have no fullbacks.
Because you guys
we have no fullbacks.
23-man squad.
Brother, stop interrupting.
Like 26 players.
Interrupting because I can't be.
Hey, Jay, you're getting tag team, but I'm with you. Jay, you're getting tag team.
Also, by the way, O'Reilly, I don't believe counts because he's of his age.
Anyway,
let Kaz finish off the list anyway. I want to hear this.
Look, Nico, Rodri, done. Reijnders, Kovacic, done. If they get Cherki, Foden, done. Up front.
That's 9 players.
Up front. No, it's not. It's 8. No, sorry. That's 6. What are you doing?
You including
Marmoush?
No. I'm about to do it. Haaland, by the way, Haaland, Marmoush, up front options, done. That's 8 now, yeah? Off the left, Doku, Savio, done. Now, if you've got to go on the right-hand side... if you wait, you might understand and learn something. On the right-hand side, yeah, you've got Oscar Bob and you've got a spare player if need be. Name me the other right winger.
Savio at the moment.
I said him on the left. I said him on the left.
Oh, right, okay, yeah.
Where's Savio play left?
No, Savio's originally left winger.
Originally left winger.
For Girona. Anyways, and he's been there this season. Now, on the right, I've got Oscar Bob, and now you just said Bernardo Silva. It's already sorted. It's done.
Right.
Who's other attacking options? Who's the other attacking options that I missed out?
Hold on. This argument is irrelevant.
And the last one...
Because I agree with Jay that there's players that will fucking leave. What are we doing?
All right, cool. Wait, hold on. I haven't even mentioned over 22, by the way. I said like for like, one in each position. I think Bernardo goes. Guess who's the extra players right now who also said he can go? Gundogan. Sorted. I'm done.
Staying.
No, but even if he is or Bernardo goes, it doesn't matter.
Hold on. How are any of us, if I'm here telling you there's players that might leave, might not, yeah, what are we doing? Like, no, it's not. Bro, I've said, yeah, there will be players that leave, yeah, right? Okay. The only thing I said is I don't think Oscar Bob will be that player. There will be players leaving. Bro, I know you aren't City fans, but inside, like, City are saying there could be like up to 10 players leaving this summer. So what are we doing?
I've just done it. You're going to say Echeverri, yeah? I said, I think even if you put, I think Bernardo Silva leaves and you put Gundogan, but you said 23-man squad, right? That could be the extra player because they don't have like-for-like players in defence.
I don't.
They don't.
But hold on, but you guys...
They have youngsters who's going to play there. Kuznov will be the backup right back and he's the centre-back.
City squad is already like 27 players or so. Yeah.
Boy, at this point, let's end it, bro.
Love people.
We're
going over to We Are the South Stand. Make sure you NAF rate it up.